Hello. Here we are trying this again. Let's see. It's good to have patience and it's good to have grace with ourselves as we're learning new things and starting new things. And I know I keep saying that, but I can't express that enough because we get so hard on ourselves sometimes that um, we paralyze ourselves from being able to move at all. So I'm bringing on my co-host, so we're co-hosts together, and her name is Mohanna, and I'm just waiting for her to reply to her notifications. We've been having, excuse me, we've been having a bit of a technical um, part. It's been kind of hard a little bit trying to learn this how technical things work sometimes. So it's not necessarily the technology, it's the learning curve. So um, I think I'm gonna pause the video just for a second and see if I can get a hold of her in a different way. Okay, there she is. Yes, bring them on camera.
Do you see me now?
Oh my goodness! I
I don't
cannot
think that
see
you could
you.
see me because the last one it was showing on your page, and then I seen both of us. I don't think that you was just able to see me at on that one, but
Oh, can you be seen on your page?
I just added it to my page just now, so I don't know if it's playing right now on my page. But I put added. I'm not gonna wait. I could probably look from mine. I'm like, let's just stay here with here.
Yeah, let's just stay here, have a conversation, and just leave it at that.
That part.
Yeah, and then yeah,
I can
we don't
share
have
it
to.
later or whatever.
Right.
We're
Well, we got your
learning.
beautiful
We're
voice.
learning. Do it
Yeah,
messy. Do it ugly. Do it wrong. Do
just
it
doing it.
anyway.
Yes. Well, we have your beautiful voice, and it has such characters. So
Oh, you don't see me still?
I don't see you. I told you.
That's no. Watch when we, cause the last one you said you didn't see me, but
I
when
didn't
we
see
got
you.
off, I seen me my
Oh, did
video
you?
there, so it might be there. I can see me. I can see you. I wish you could see me. See
Okay.
me
I
seeing
wish I
you.
could see you too, because just I mean the transformation that we've been growing so much and the beauty that is resonating and emitting. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love the vibe between us and I love to be able to see you. But later on, obviously, we'll be able I can go back and look at the video and I can see you. So
Yeah,
for now I
it's
just
okay.
be content this way and that's good. We're
Somebody
still
said, keep
learning.
up the beautiful vibe. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So what's the topic we're talking about today?
So it's the series. Remember, we're going to stick with the series from trauma to manifestation. So,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's two parts to that. You can go from trauma to manifestation, working through your trauma, but also the ideal of what you're manifesting when you're in a state of trauma.
Mm,
Because our trauma is what caused us to have everything that's in our lives that seem to be going chaos or wrong. And until we heal those traumas, we're going to keep manifesting those type of things until we actually heal that. And so the whole premise of our mission is to help people heal from the trauma so they can manifest what they want to bring into their experience.
yes, making that conscious choice, that intentional choice, because when we're not aware of the traumas that are cycling within our emotions, within our psyche, within our thoughts, then we're manifesting things in our lives that we have no idea that we're manifesting, which
Exactly.
is why it would be important. It would seem that it would be important to be able to look into our internal mirrors and not be afraid of what we find, but embrace it and work through it so that we can release it and then start manifesting from a place of intentional and of intention.
I found this. I just went from my tablet and looked on the Facebook, and so it looked like we are on my page too. Dang, I love it.
Yes. So when I put the settings, I tagged you and my other account, and then so I put it on public, and then I put it on then I added you. So I don't know which setting helped that.
Okay, someone say, I feel like we're all born with the light. Some go into the dark, but when we come out of the dark, we shine brighter. That's absolutely
Yeah.
correct. Like, oh, it say see more, something else there. Yeah, we come out brighter than before we went in. And that's kind of like the conversation me and Eveímaí was having last night on Instagram is, going into that cocoon, to do that work. You do that inner work, like you said, in the dark, like in that space of nothing. Like everything is created out of that dark space. And sometimes that darkness can be scary if you don't learn to embrace it as a place of actual healing, actual comfort. Like, in our parents' room, we didn't have any light going on, but there was this magic happening. And then in the light, when we birthed out of that womb, it was this beautiful baby.
Yes, exactly. So there's um there's a thing, it's called Nepantla. So Nepantla is the waters between two worlds, and it's kind of like that, that womb space. And we can go into that womb space at any time that we choose. We can go and we can maybe go into our room or something and be in a comfortable place, and we can have different things in there that help us. One thing I really like, incense or even
Hmm.
candles, maybe some soft music, or maybe nothing at all, maybe just the silence. That self-care, that's really important through those times, and just to help us, because when we're in there, like you said, we were talking about being in that cocoon. Well, that butterfly, that caterpillar, when it goes into the chrysalis, it becomes mush before it can ever be rebuilt again and start coming out and flying with wings. So when we're going into these spaces and we're learning about ourselves, and we're going through that transformation, at sometimes, maybe we can feel lonely, maybe our conscious mind, or maybe those traumas come in and they whisper, like the Tezcatlipoca, the smoky mirrors. Maybe there's little voices that whisper to us, no, this isn't good, or that, but keep on going, keep on being steady, and knowing that this is of benefit not only to ourselves but to the people whose lives that we touch. It's so important. I just stopped right there. I just stopped. Are you there? Hello? Mohanna? That's okay. Thank you for sharing that, Wazi. Or maybe I shouldn't say names, but people can see on the feed. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone for being here and for coming and listening. And you can even participate. If you want to say anything, or maybe at some point, if you'd like to even come onto camera and talk with us live, you're more than welcome to. And we really appreciate it. Is she on mute? Mohanna, are you on mute? Because I did see that you put up some hearts. And I can't see if you're talking. I can't see you. Hmm. We're still learning. We're still learning all these nuances of technology.
Oh, oh,
There, I
there
can
it
hear you
is.
now. There you go.
My my technical I even went onto the my tablet to look at my the Facebook live, and I'm like, but I see me there, but I'm like, then I hear you like, well, Hannah, because for a minute I'm like, you don't hear, you don't see me, you don't hear me, I'm gone. And I think me when I was trying to read the messages, I swiped the mute button.
Oh,
So
I
I was sitting
see.
here, and then it shows the mic on my actual video. So I kept hitting that, like, it's not letting me unmute. And then I see the mic below, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I guess that's what I did. I muted myself by trying to swipe down and look at the comments section. So maybe I can just pay attention to the comments from my tablet.
Oh,
It
there you
just,
go.
yeah.
So how do we say that? What do we do it? How do we do it?
Huh?
How do we do it? We do it how?
Oh,
Messy, how?
oh, we can do it messy, do it wrong, just do it anyway.
Just do it anyways. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, you said I think she on mute. Sorry, you guys. I was on mute. I apologize. But if can do you guys see me, or you could just hear me? Well, I think you they can't see me. I think you just
I
can't
think
see
they
me
can
every
see
month.
you.
Yeah, because I said
It's
like
just me.
yeah, that I can see you. I see your beautiful face.
Oh, I want to see your beautiful face. So what's it? So Wazi Hapsina is my Dakota name, means boy of the pine trees, boy of the north. And thank you for being here, Wazi. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so your government name, yeah, I won't say everything, but so you come from the I'm grateful for your good vibes too. I see what you do. I see all the things that you're doing with the community. I see how you're growing. I see all of the amazing things. Thank you so much for your service, Wesley, and all that you do and the good vibes that you bring. And you also keep shining because I see you're shiny. Thank you.
Mhm.
I see you
Light
every day.
recognize light. Light
That's
recognize
right.
light.
That's right.
So I don't know, Wazi, if you want to have a conversation of about something that you feel like. I like to think about it this way because a lot of times people just can't resonate with the thought of even having a trauma. Especially a lot of people like to have a self claim like, "Oh, I just forgave, I just let that go." But the subconscious mind don't let it go is what I want people to understand. But if there's like a specific area, let's just focus on one area in your life that you feel like you're stuck or you haven't made any progression, whether it's a relationship or whether it's relative to money. I bet you we can go back farther enough to find out what that trauma was that have you feel like you stuck right now.
Or
If Wazi's still there.
what has been like a pivotal key for you to be able to be, get unstuck? you have, if you've had that opportunity.
Yeah, they might not be there anymore. So I would just speak about one of my main things that I've worked on over the years, and even now I'm still like finding other like layers that might have been stemmed in that the root cause, the roots go so deep and they branch off, but then you have the actual weed that come from out of there, and chop 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 at the weed but never get into that root is what allowed that weed to just kind of grow wild anyway. But for me, the trauma of my parents' divorce, but it really came from that point in time. We didn't have FaceTime. We didn't have cell phones where we can call long distance. And my dad, after they divorced, my dad moved to New York. And so in my world, as a 5-year old girl, that's like traumatizing because all of a sudden daddy don't love me anymore. All of a sudden daddy left me here with my mother, and she had anger going on because they divorced or whatever her stories were about their relationship. So she was really angry and unfortunately projected some of that anger towards her children. So I'm like here as a 5-year old thinking that I'm not worth being loved. I made daddy go away. Daddy don't love me anymore. And so those things start manifesting very early on. Like by the time I was 7, my aunts didn't like me, and my mom didn't believe me, and it was just a snowball of experiences that were just mirroring that belief that I'm not worth being loved. I'm unworthy of love. So to work through that over the years and the different tools that I gained, I found so many different backstories that added on, like even in teenage, and then you get into relationships in your life, then you end up with unhealthy partners, and it's all just that same reflection to tell your subconscious mind to make it, because your subconscious mind gonna always find ways to be right. So it's
Yep.
gonna show you like, okay, see, I told you wasn't good enough to be in love. I told you people hurt you. See, I told you so. And then it makes it more unsafe and more unsafe until you start doing that internal work and be like, okay, that's not the truth. And until I didn't even realize my dad moved to New York until like a few years back. I'm able to have conversations with my parents now, and he was like, "Oh, I moved to New York and was pursuing my music career," and I'm like, well, I didn't know that. I'm just thinking he basically in town, just don't come see us, don't spend time. Well, like I said, there's no FaceTime. You can't video your dad and be like, "Hey, I miss you." And it was just a real set point for me in that moment in my life to really taught me that I was not worthy of love. You was about to say something.
Well, no, I'm reading this comment. It's a really good one.
Oh,
And
you
I'm
can read it
listening
out
to
loud, so so you can share with me because I'm not actually staring at the comment because I'm scared to touch that screen
So
and read.
I just wanna ask before I read it though, I just want to ask permission if the person wants it read out loud or not, or just to read it and just to comment on it, or
I mean, if it's written down there,
I
it's
know.
for
I
our.
know that I know just because I like to ask permission because I like to be respectful, and that's all. I just want to be considerate. That's it.
That's nice to be considered, but I'm pretty sure you can read that out loud. So, for the sake of me trying to scroll and putting myself on mute, I want to know
Okay.
the good.
Okay. All right. So this person says that they're in recovery and waiting for a new job. Started running every day as a metaphor that They're not going to run from, and they're going to run through instead. Okay, let's see. Okay, I can read it out loud. Okay, thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
and so this person says that they don't have any role models growing up, but figured that they could be a role model instead, the role model that they never had. Times get hard, but this person gives it to the Creator and knows that life is a glimpse of our eternal journey. So this person will be overcoming obstacles the best that they can and will be staying as true as they can, surrounding themselves with people who want to be seen, who want to see them win and cut out the snakes and let them watch. They may change their habits and start vibing off of those frequencies. And we are all great. It just depends on if we achieve it. And what does that take too? That achieving. Thank you so much for sharing that, Fuzzy. I
Yeah,
really
for even
appreciate
being
you.
vulnerable to say
Yeah,
that on a live. And now I understand why she said permission to ask, but
right.
yeah, that takes some vulnerability, but that also to say that you're in a space to heal and you're somebody who can heal because you're in that place where you taking responsibility for, this is where I'm at in my life. And a lot of times we have to have a community that's willing to, we can reflect off of, because that's how we really truly grow, is by seeing the reflection from someone else is mirroring back to us. Like a lot of times your conflict with another person is really the inner conflict within yourself that you're not seeing.
Right. And that, that, and a lot of times in this kind of commercialized society, we're told that we have to do it on our own, be our own individual, own. And they have that, what is that, dog eat dog world kind of mentality
Mm.
when we've forgotten how important it is that we have community, that we have connections with family, that and maybe, a lot of our families are broken, our families are shattered. And so finding that family outside and not forgetting about the family that we grew up with that brought us into this world, still loving them and caring about them, and realizing, a lot of us come into this world and then we get broken. And so and maybe we're not even broken, but going back and looking at those traumas, facing those traumas, not from a place of victimhood, but a place of empowerment, and looking and seeing what are those traumas that are holding me back? What, like, we can start by questioning ourselves, and not in a detrimental or judgmental way, but really from our heart, and from a place of observance, and looking at ourselves as if we were our own parents, like Wazi said, our role model, becoming that role model for ourselves first, and becoming that parent that didn't nurture us, that, and not even judging our parent for not being able to, because maybe they had some things going on with them that just didn't allow them to, because they were working on those subconscious traumas that were cycling through their entire lives. And the things, I mean, think about the things that we tell ourselves. Everybody is going through that. Everybody hears those little whispers of doubt, of, shame, of different things. You can't do it, all of these things. But when we start to look at ourselves and we start to look at these traumas from a place of like being that role model, or being that guiding, nurturing parent for ourselves, then we can see, oh wow, this is the effect that this had on me. And these are the things that now I do, and these have become habits for me. So let me see about looking into this trauma. Let me look at it, let me process it, and let me release it. And instead of focusing on the habits, because the habits are just a symptom, instead of focusing on the habits and being like, I don't know, maybe smoking. I'm just giving an example. I'm not judging. I'm just giving an example. Maybe smoking. Like, where is this coming from? Why am I doing? What am I gaining from this? What am I gaining from causing conflicts? Or what am I gaining? Or what am I looking for? What am I looking to soothe? What is the medicine that I'm looking for to treat this ailment within inside of me? And just really start to look at those things with love. And then start, as we process through that and we release, those symptoms of those habits, they start to go away. Some will go away little by little, some will go away over time, but they'll go away. And so I just really want to say how much I appreciate every single person that is able to guide themselves and hold themselves through going through their internal journeys, because they're not very easy, and a lot of times we're alone during the process. And so I just want to thank you, each and every one of you, for being that strength and being that catalyst for change within our families and within our communities and society.
Yeah. And I didn't get to say hello. A couple of people came in that I realized. Linda, and I don't know if she's still here, but Linda is my late mentor, Kevin Roslansky's sister. And I'm like, oh wow, I see her name come up when she came
Oh,
in, and that's just like such a joy to see something that belonged to someone who belonged with him, his family. Like they, if to know that his memory like still carry on, like I talk about him. It's not a week that go by that I don't say something, or at least give acknowledgement of everything that I've learned from him and the experiences that we had together, growing into try to help people, heal. Like one of the most amazing tools I've learned in the healing, which was the bioenergy healing. I learned that from Kevin, and also, working with the pendulum. So I just wanted to let her know, if she still on here or if she catch circle back around, like I appreciate your brother more than I could even express in words, because he really helped me. Like I was already on that journey, but that's how we actually met, and we really became um apprentice mentor type thing. We were just really good friends, but I began to look at him as a mentor because he taught me so much. So I appreciate that experience. But we want to invite people to join our other pages, like on Instagram. I don't be on Facebook as much anymore, but I'm gonna start trying to like at least put the stuff that I have on the Instagram. But on Instagram, you can follow my personal page, Mohanna Bay, or you can my my page for trauma is called From Trauma to Manifestation. I basically work with high achieving women and successful women to help them work through the trauma so they can get to the point where they're manifesting their dreams and the things that they desire. And that's one thing that we need to understand, is that sometimes you need a coach, sometimes you need a mentor, sometimes you need that shoulder. It's not it doesn't make you weak when you have to, hire a coach or have somebody else there that can help you, because a lot of times they can see where you can't see. And that's what I was telling Eveímaí last night. Like I had a lot of growth just in the last 3 years, me and her mirroring off of each other. We're almost like twin sisters. Then we just mirror and stuff, and I can see where she at, and it reflects off of me, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to work a little bit more right here. And
mm-hmm.
we've done a lot of healing and growing together, and now we at this space where we want to work together to help other women grow and heal, because it's the women who needs a lot of attention right now. There's such a false narrative of the woman have to be strong, she got to be this, and then they just do away with the men, and it's just, it's not a healthy mindset to think that you have to be so strong that you don't need a man, because that's the reason why the creator put man and woman on the planet, because those two balance each other out. And the same thing, like, we're not totally against like only working with women, but that's the main focus. That's where we at. But don't get us wrong, if a man came and he was willing to be vulnerable, and that's what I love, more women, we're more vulnerable to say, hey, I need some help. But if a man came and he was vulnerable enough to say, hey, how can you help me get through some of these traumas, we absolutely come on in. We welcome you too. But for the sake of a niche, it is. It's focusing on those women 30 to 70 years old, and that can go either way. It could be 25, it could be 80, but really that specific group is that's at that place where they're like, I can't keep doing it this way anymore. I want a proven way. I've tried it this way and I've gotten here, but there's something else that can pulls me a little forward. And that's what we're offering, especially with the program From Trauma to Manifestation and Beyond Your Possible. That's where me and Abby might connected the most. It was like beyond your possible. Oh my God, that's like the core of my belief. Like, you can go beyond your impossible, especially when you're healing what's been telling you things are impossible.
That's right. That's right. And there's notebooks, journals, and even different workshops and support groups through Beyond Your Impossible. And again, that can also, there's a page that is being worked on, and um, just a lot of, again, when um, when going through and starting to build things and create things from a place of intention, they have to start somewhere. So as we build, things get better and better, things get more dynamic and more, you know, um, more functional. So with Beyond Your Impossible, I've had a lot of people, what does that mean? Beyond your impossible. Well, what does it mean to you? And because it's very individual. Because
Hmm.
what is an impossibility that you see that has been, like a roadblock or a wall? What is that? I've met a lot of those along my way, and what has helped me is stepping back and looking at it from a wider perspective, and and seeing, oh, okay, well, here's the patterns. Now let me adjust those, and then be able to go beyond what I previously believed to be impossible. So it's beyond those supposed impossibilities. We all have them and we all can overcome them. It just sometimes some of them are a little bit more baffling than others. Because even recently, I was finding myself a little bit stuck, and I'm like, what am I missing? What am I not seeing? What what is going on? And just kind of asking those questions, and looking around and really um, digging deep, and then also giving my place, giving myself some space, even just to float and just to relax. And then a lot of times, I don't know if you've ever had this experience when you're working at something, you're working, and you get tired, and you want to push yourself even more because you want to get it done, but you're tired. And so there's no way that you can get any of it done, and you can't think anymore, and you can't move anymore. So if you go and you take a nap, or you relax, or you go for a walk, or you eat something, and you come back to it, then all of a sudden you have an epiphany, and the answer is right there for you. And so it's finding those different ways to be able to go beyond your impossible. And looking at these traumas and working through them, like Mohanna was saying, being open and vulnerable to that, um, there is a possibility to overcome anything. But again, like it's important to be able to go down into that space that it may seem dark, and sometimes we're scared of the dark, but really in that dark is the greatest love you'll ever find.
Thank you for that, Wazzy. He was saying how he was closing his eyes listening to us, and you could tell we're genuine and spiritual sisters. And it was no coincidence that he's been on here, and there are no coincidences. Everything is a divine, a divine presence. You were brought here for a reason. Even if we say one thing that resonate with you, hopefully you can take it through your day, or hopefully you can ponder it, and then you do check us out, follow us on these other platforms, because this is a calling that we've had for a minute. But the way we both operate, which I love this about us, is that when we feel like we have some internal work that we really want to work on, we back away from everything. We even backed away from each other. We were in a and like I said, we're like twin sisters. We always mirror, and we both was like, oh, I got some work to do right here with me right now. So it don't mean that I don't love you. It doesn't mean that I'm not gonna come back around. It just means that I have to shut out the world, shut out things around me, and go inward. Because what
That's
I
it.
truly don't believe is working on somebody and I'm going through my own stuff. So if I'm going through something in a moment, I stop working with any clients, because I'm like, yeah, that boulder in my eye have to come out before I can like get that little piece of grain or that little piece of sand out of somebody else's eye. So I really appreciate you, Eveímaí, for being
Mm,
that mirror of how we really truly honor that, oh, we have some internal stuff to do, and it's okay to take a step back from things when you need to do that self work. But then it's also beautiful that you can just come back like we never missed a beat.
that's right. And better than ever, shinier than
Better.
ever. I'm so, you know what? I'm just so happy too that you're my sister, and I'm so happy too that we've been walking along this together. And I don't think I could have a better mirror. I mean, we have everybody's a mirror for us, or not
Hmm.
even people, but
Yes.
places and things also, and nature and horses. Oh my gosh, I love horses so much. And when looking into the eyes of a horse, it's like looking into the cosmos itself and seeing the reflection of you. And that's kind of, every interaction that we have is like that, if we can allow ourselves to see that. And so I
Hmm.
really appreciate, being able to walk along this journey with you and I couldn't have asked for a better reflector. So thank you so much for being here, and for going on your journey and going and knowing when you need to go in and work on something. And being because we've always been authentic with each other.
Yeah.
We've always been like, well, looking at this and honest about ourselves, even the processes that we're going through, and allowing each other to speak our processes and even help us process further. So I appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
And like you were saying earlier, um, about needing someone, it's okay to need someone because we do. The nature of humans are we're social creatures. So we need each other. We need each other for guidance. We need each other for support, for strength. Because sometimes we get to the place where we just have no more left to give. We have no more, not even for ourselves, even if we go internal. Because sometimes we'll go internal, we'll go into our internal space, and we'll start working there. And sometimes that work can get really heavy, and we need somebody outside of us to help anchor us so that we don't get lost, and to help
Absolutely.
guide us and help, show us it's okay. Even give us that breather from that internal work, even. We need that too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I love you.
Ah, te amo también, mi amor.
Chula.
Yeah, but this is a beautiful journey that's expanding, and like the long term vision is our own holistic retreat center in a beautiful warm climate, maybe Costa Rica or Fiji, like Fiji, and just bringing people for a whole experience. Like I've always like I said, been into the holistic healing aspect and the bioenergy and all that things, and to be able to bring people for a week experience where we were like taking them through this deep healing. Like I'm not one of these gurus that be like, this is the be all, this is I don't believe in that, because a lot of the work that I do, and I have a tool belt, and I have like 4 or 5 different processes I take my clients through to help them achieve that letting go of the trauma from the mind, from the neural pathways, from the subconscious, from the physical body. There's all these stuff that's going on and with each other. So you can't just say it's just about this. I believe it's bigger, and like I always say, there's something else I can add to my tool belt. Thank you. Bring it on. So I never cut myself off like, okay, this is the process. This is what it is. So I'm like always like, oh my God, now this is going to take me to the next level. Now I can better serve people because now I have this in my tool belt and I have this in my tool belt. So I'm not just taking somebody through, which is a great practice, the EFT tapping. That's a great thing. Or I'm not just taking people through the breath, the breathing technique, or just peace process. I'm taking them through a whole journey of tools that address the mind, address the subconscious, address the physical sensations in the body, address our childhood traumas, address even past life, because that's what some things we don't realize, most people don't realize, is we have lifetimes before this lifetime that is programming us to have these experiences in this lifetime. And I've been gifted the ability to be able to go into not just my past lifetime, but people I work with. It's like once we gain that connection, and your guides allow me, I all of a sudden get access to that specific lifetime that might be having you in this set trauma or this set mindset is coming from. Oh, that was a lifetime ago, and it might not been the very last one, but it could have been 4 lifetimes ago, and you're still holding on to that energy, because energy sets in our body and our DNA and our cells. It's in our blood, and so those things will show up in our physical experience. And not knowing that we have these things going on, you can spend your whole life trying to wonder, why am I like this? Or like some people are like, I had a good parent, I had a good mom, I had a good dad, they were in the household together, everything. I don't understand where this chaos part in my life is coming from. I can't figure that out. And the 9 chances out of 10, there's something in that past life that's followed. Some people call it karma. And another thing about karma, I want to just say real quick for people, if you can take anything else with you today, is stop making karma somebody bad. She don't just show
Mm,
up to show you, oh, you behave about bad, now your karma coming. Karma is in the good. She's like your best friend. She's a indicator of what you put out, and she's bringing it back to you. So if karma is an enemy to you, it's because you put things out there for karma to show up that way. And I got that download a few years back. It's like, yeah, because that's karma. And then spirit showed me like, okay, because you think of karma that way, that's the only way she can show up. So all that good karma she
mm,
has for you, she can't even deliver
mm,
it, because you look at her as somebody that's supposed to bring her bad things that she put out there, that you
mm.
put out there even in a past life. So she's bringing it back. Now you got to deal with the karma, because karma, I always say now, karma is my best friend. She shows me exactly what I need to know, or she's giving me what I given now. Like she's like the wife to the law of attraction.
Action begets action begets action begets action. And instead of sending Like, I like that you brought that forward about karma. Thank you so much. Because a lot of people, oh, karma's gonna get you, karma's gonna get them, that's really what we send out is what comes back. So
Hmm.
if we're trying to send bad karma out, maybe that bad karma comes back. Who knows? The ripple effects.
Yep. That was the first time I said that, but I like that. Karma is the law of attraction's wife. They're married, because that's the same thing with law of attraction. It's just whatever you put out, you're gonna get back. Period. That's just the nature. And that's the way I was able to kind of break down to my children when we go through the concept of the creator and God. And
Mm.
they'll hear things like, oh, God is gonna do this to you, or I'm waiting for God to do this. And I'm like, well, God actually created a law, which is called the law of attraction, that says whatever man's desires are, give it to them. Now, the confusion comes where the universe is always listening and doing exactly the law. It's like, oh, whatever you give you. So if you're not understanding that, the universe don't understand that, oh, I don't want this. It just know this is what they're projecting, so let me give it back to them. This is what they're projecting, so I'm going to give it right back to them. So you have to be aware of your relationship in relevance to what have you been thinking, speaking, and believing all this time. And then you can get a good concept of why you're having XYZ show up in your life.
That's right. And I don't know if Cody already stepped out, but I wanted to tell you thank you for being here and thank you for your kind words. And I'm happy that we were able to be here and um, have a great day in class and continue to move forward in good ways. Thank you so much for being a part of community. Thank you so much.
Yes, Cody, thank you.
Mhm.
We
Mm,
appreciate you. We appreciate everybody, sharing, even if it's just a brief message. Like we said, anything that
yes.
you want to conversate about, or if you want some clarity on something that we might be touching on, just put a little message and we can elaborate. Like I've done extensive study for the past 17 years with the law of attraction, probably longer than that. No, it's like almost about to be 20 years, because I was just pregnant, just gave birth to my daughter who's about to be 20 when I first learned the secret. And that was the first time I ever heard the term law of attraction. I'm like, but it resonated with me so much that I
Mhm.
went down. I just wanted to gain more knowledge, and then I'm learning with different teachers about the mind. And then that's when I was like, oh my God, I'm in trouble. My mind was thinking all this stuff, all my childhood experiences. Oh gosh, this is why. And that's when I was able to learn tools like sacred breathing, learn tools like tapping that help me be like, okay, I don't have to stay stuck there. My mind, my neural pathways don't have to be wired like this forever. I can do something about it. Because when I first learned about the brain and neural pathways, I thought I was doomed. I was like, yes, this is me for the rest of my life.
Oh
But I
no.
wouldn't accept it. I'm like, it gotta be something. And of course, when you pose a question to yourself anytime, the answer is gonna come. So if you're ever
Yeah.
like stuck and not knowing why, just say, don't say why, say, what do I need to know?
Right. What do I need to know? What am I needing to learn from this? Oh, so I have this, oh my goodness, really great, amazing friend. We had so many conversations together and we helped each other through a lot of different healing and a lot of different things. And he recently passed, but he was always really considerate. He gave me this, is it looks like a book. maybe it's a book, but you open it. See, he told me, if ever you have a question, just open it and ask your question and then close it, and your answer will come to you. Sometimes, different tools like that can help us uh, within these processes. Maybe asking that question, because maybe sometimes we have thoughts about, oh, how am I going to ask myself that question? Or, maybe there's some sort of blocks, but I thought it was a really ingenious thing that he brought forward like that, because sometimes tools like that can help. So you just go in there, you ask your question, and then, s- you know, let it simmer, let it set, and see what comes, and see how things in your life start to move and start to change and start to bring those answers to you. So that was a recent question, like I said earlier. What am I missing? What am I not seeing? What
Yeah.
can what can or even how can these things change or benefit even?
Yeah. What do I need to know? Like
Yes, what
that's
I
that's the
need.
another just simple way is what do I need to know? Because then it takes all the guessing work out for you. So you're
Right.
not trying to say, how is it? You just like, what do I need to know? Do I need to
That's
know
right.
the how? Do I need to know the why? Do I need to know just what do I need
Nope.
to know?
Yep.
And our higher selves are always present. So it's waiting to tell us, but it needs permission from our ego that likes to be in control.
There you go.
And when you ask that question, you're making the ego be vulnerable to say, I don't know what I don't know.
That's right. And see, our higher self, like our soul, it sits in this body. So we're here and going through, and our higher self wants to have a different experience.
Hmm.
Wants to wants to be happy, wants to be joyous, wants to be creating an
Be the true
abundance.
version of ourselves. That's what.
Exactly. Exactly. That is the true version of ourselves. We didn't come here just to suffer. We came here to be abundant, to prosper, to be happy, to create. Creating is our natural state of being.
Exactly. Yep.
So getting to that place. Yeah, so I think that so we did start late because of just different, we're learning the
Technical.
technology. Yeah. And I think that it turned out really well. And
Yeah.
so I think that we were only planning on being here for about an hour. Was that
Hmm.
it?
Yeah.
And I think we're coming to that time right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty soon.
And
If
we
there's
love to
anything else,
keep integrity and be aware of that. Like I love it that we like. I was like, oh, maybe it was just not that. I didn't realize I had a meeting, and then everybody was like, well, I'm gonna hold it. And it's like, that's that mirror back at me. Like, hey, wait a minute, let's hold ourselves accountable. Don't start off with no broken agreements, even if you have to be on for 5 minutes. You
that's right.
complete that agreement with yourselves because the
That's
worst
right.
agreements that's broken is the ones that we break with ourselves, and then it becomes
Mm,
a habitual habit.
that's right. Integrity to self, and
Mhm.
devotion and honor to self first. And when we're that way, that that resonates out even how we interact with other people
Yeah.
and how other people interact with us. And again, that goes back to a law of attraction. What are we
Mhm.
attracting? When we're not in agreement with ourselves, when we're in disalignment with ourselves or disaccord, then what are we manifesting? Then we're going to
Yep.
manifest disaccord.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we have about, I think, 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you'd like to add, or does anyone who's watching have anything that they would like to share to add to the conversation?
And we just wanna I just wanna Flourish, you always appreciation and gratitude for you even being here, even if you stop by for a few seconds. I see my brother Jermaine stopped in for a moment. I don't know if he's still there, but I just want to let you all know we do appreciate you greatly. And whenever we're on, feel free to jump in. And again, follow us on our other accounts. Mine is Mohanna Bay, from Trauma to Manifestation on TikTok, from Trauma to Manifestation on Instagram.
And
Go ahead.
mine's Beyond Your Impossible.
Hmm.
I think it's pretty much conformed through the, I think TikTok, Instagram, uh, and probably not YouTube because we're gonna be doing some things on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll change that. But mm, yet to have conformity across all platforms, so it would be Beyond Your Impossible. So
Yeah, my YouTube the same too. I haven't started posting my shorts there yet, but that's coming this week. I just got off the phone with my coach. She was like, "Yeah, we're gonna. You need to go ahead and do the YouTube too." I'm like, "Okay, okay,
yeah,
okay."
you do.
So yeah, from trauma to manifestation, also on YouTube. And thank you so much, mi amor, for
Oh,
mirroring
thank
back to
you.
me like, girl, we ain't gonna do it late. We do it wrong. We gonna do it anyway.
There you go. We're gonna just jump into the deep end. Last night on the Instagram we were talking about the deep end of the pool, in that drowning in the water, just trying to sink or
Don't
swim,
sink or
right? So
swim. Sink or
yeah,
swim, baby.
just jump right in, baby. Get it
Lay on your
done.
back and just float.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
the art of allowing.
Hmm. And when we commit ourselves to taking that first step, then everything else comes. It's I don't know if any of you have heard meeting your prayer halfway. So you have a prayer, you want something, but again, what is it the definition of insanity where
Doing the same thing
you,
over and over, expecting a different result.
that's right. And so we have to change up. So it's taking that first step. That first step is the hardest step. But once the first step is taken, it flows because something happens within your neural pathways that says, "Oh, I really can do this." I
Yep.
remember when I was able to pay my bills, pay like my rent, my car payment, all of that stuff. When I was the very first time I succeeded at paying all of that all by myself, I was like, whoa, I really can do it. And I got so excited and it gave me that motivation and it still has lasted even till now where you know what? I really can do it. Because a lot of times we lose that faith in ourselves. And again, that goes back to the relationship that we have with ourselves and what we tell ourselves and how we have integrity to ourselves and honor. So it's a beautiful, the most important relationship really is the relationship that we have with self because we are with ourselves, by ourselves all the time, the entirety of our lives. And we are the ones who must suffer consequences, whether they be beneficial or detrimental, depending on how we walk. And if we're meeting our prayers halfway, oh man, imagine just the transformative change that that brings into our lives.
Yep. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Love, 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 and peace. Love you
Appreciate you
so much.
too. I love you. Name is Lasotla Ikanichno Yolo. I love you with all of my heart. Ipanemuanimia Lasakamat. With much heartfelt gratitude to the Creator that flows through all things for the essence and the breath of you, O Mateo.
Oh, Mateo.
Okay. Have a wonderful day.
Ciao.